Christmas Day. And I thought for our last Christmas-themed topic, I would focus on the lights on Christmas trees. Putting up a Christmas tree still to this day always kind of gets me in the mood for love. I mean, in the mood for Christmas. And around my house, it usually goes up a little after Thanksgiving. This year, it was actually up, I think, the weekend before Thanksgiving because we have some out-of-town guests with us for the last 6 weeks. Anyway, the history of the Christmas tree. The evergreen fir tree has traditionally been used to celebrate winter festivals, pagan and Christian, for thousands of years. Pagans used branches of it to decorate their homes during the winter solstice, as it made them think spring was to come. The first electronically illuminated Christmas tree was the creation of Edward H. Johnson, an associate of inventor Thomas Edison, while he was the vice president of Edison Electric Light Company, a predecessor of today's Con Edison Electric Utility. He had the Christmas tree lights specifically made for him. Now, I feel like I remember hearing some history around the Christmas tree having people having candles on it. And while that seems crazy to me nowadays, I feel like those were probably before the first, that was probably the first form of the lit Christmas tree. But nonetheless, it's Christmas morning. You recognize what you think you know is under the Christmas tree. It's what you've been asking for all year. It's the Holy Grail. It's what all of you probably thought would be the number one gift. By the way, I will provide a link in the description below where you can get a cool deal on these, as well as free shipping. It's the booster box. Of course it's the booster box. Of course it is. I saw a lot of people guessing that it would be like Power 9. Sure, in a world of unlimited money, a set of Power 9 would be the number one gift to give somebody on Christmas. Give a Magic player. But in my opinion, my fondest memories were of getting a booster box. My family couldn't really afford a $100 Christmas gift, so it's not like it was something that was very realistic. But I remember a few times in my life getting a box under the Christmas tree, and I didn't care that it was the only gift. I would open it up, stack up all the packs, and make that opening last days. And you know what? I may be a filthy casual. I know a lot of you are screaming right now, oh my God, that's like 10 drafts, 12 drafts that you could do. Nope. You know what it is to me? It's 36 packs I get to open up and make a huge mess while everyone else is getting their underwear and their ugly Christmas sweaters. I got a booster box. And because just like on Christmas, I wouldn't wait. I'm not going to wait, and we're going to open it up because why not? Maybe we'll find ourselves an invention. Now, you could argue, if it's someone who's purely a constructed player, spending $100 on a gift card so they could buy singles might be better, and probably is better. But I think for 90% of the Magic community, even as a section of those hardcore competitive players, a booster box represents the joy of Magic. Magic in its purest form. Cracking open booster packs. And inside a booster box, you get 36. Now, it's not exactly a gift many people can afford to give their friends, so to speak. It's $100. But that's what makes it so insanely amazing. And we're going to open this up just the sauce style. Thopter token. Land. Fumigate. I don't know if it was Christmas morning, I wouldn't probably rip and tear through it. I would go through it much slower. Servo token, land, cultivator's caravan. But I know a lot of people just like to see the openings on this channel. That's fine. Servo token, land, Aether Storm Rock. Had this in my qualifier event, last chance qualifier event at GP Milwaukee. It's very good. You didn't really need me to tell you that, though. Mountain, Aetherflux, Reservoir. And these commons will go in the box and, create the next wave of HQ packs, which is always nice. Servo token, Forest, Architect of the Untamed. Separating out the commons and the uncommons so that I don't have to go back through later and do an insane amount of sorting. I'm trying to highlight some of the tokens because some people like those, and I do read the comments. We have a Servo token, a foil Doomed Operative, and a combustible Gear Hulk. Had that in my GP Milwaukee card pool, where I lost on the bubble for day 2. Mediocre pool was mediocre, but I gave her hell. Animation module. And, once you get a booster box, it's a great way to start, boost your collection. See what I did there? Eliminate the competition. But also, you can go back and you could create a cube out of it. You could be careful about how you open the booster packs. Keep them like this. Ugh. And then put the cards back in and redraft. Take out all the bombs and still have some drafts, which would be a great thing. Master Tricketer. That'd be a great thing. Like if you had someone, most family get-togethers, you have that maybe one or two people who might also play Magic. So getting a booster box would be great. Concealed Courtyard. So you could crack it all open, right? Then reseal it all. Mix up the boosters, and you could do a draft and a sealed event. Maybe you take out your invention because, I'm going to. Lithanu Helion. And you can get a lot of value. People talk about how opening a booster box is kind of, the worst thing you can do in terms of value. But that means that just means you don't place any value. Syndicate Trafficker. That just means you place 0 value. This card is very good too. On fun, right? You could open the booster box. It's like video game replayability. You can open the booster box. That's one experience. Then Cabal Council of Allocation. Then you could put all the packs back in their wrappers, and you could do 5 drafts with your friends and family, or anybody who might be there to help keep you sane at your Christmas event. Thopter. Ooh, we got a Sahili Planeswalker. Is that our first mythic? It might be. So that's like, play number 2. And you could take 12 packs and play a sealed event. Then you could repack them all, and you could do a crazy 3-pack sealed. I mean, you could. You just have to open up your mind a little bit. Marionette Master. There's absolutely no end to the replayability of a booster box. One booster box could get you through the whole day. You could crack everything. I kind of miss the days of Electrostatic Pummeler. The days of having to look up prices in a magazine, because that would be a whole nother thing, right? You get your Scry magazine or your Inquest next to you, and every time you pull a card, you got to look it up in the magazine. Hijack Foil. Madcap Experiment. That was fun. Nowadays, you know, everything's right on the in the Google bots, the interwebs. But you know, that kind of took away a part of the experience. But that's okay. Territorial Gorger. I mean, it's not like I'm not telling, you know, some kids to get off my lawn or anything. The internet's fine. But that was something I remember as a kid. In fact, dubious challenge. In fact, I remember having to make some real hard decisions when I might only have $5 or something, and I'm at the grocery store, and they happen to have Magic cards, but they also have the new Scry magazine. I'd be like, man, if I get a pack, I can't afford to figure out how much any of these cards are worth. Authority of the Councils. So, keep that in mind, young whippersnappers. Just how easy you got it. We have a Chandra emblem and a Noxious Gearhulk. That is our third mythic. I forgot. Whirler Virtuoso. Somebody spoiled that card. Forget which one. Forget who did that. We had the red Gearhulk, the black Gearhulk, and Saheeli. So we're on 3 mythics so far. Been a pretty good box. A 4th mythic. We have Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Oh boy. We're in the sauce, fam. We're in the sauce. Let's just go for all the Gearhulks. So we need the red and the green Gearhulk still. Ooh, a foil Concealed Courtyard. So that's our foil rare. And then we have a Bristling Hydra. Very solid card and limited. That's a fact. Very difficult to deal with. So double mythic into foil rare. I would say that is the sauce. Workshop Assistant foil. And Scrap Heap Scrounger. So, as our 12 days of Christmas come to an end, I'm already thinking about what I want to do next year. And I don't think I want to do 12 days of videos, because these didn't necessarily appeal to everybody. Maybe I'll do one big video. Toolcraft Exemplar. Or I'll work in more things that I can open. That's another thing. Maybe I keep it 12 days, but I work in more openings. I think that would... I tried to really think about the gifts. You know, what would make a good gift. And I kind of placed it. Most of everything was middle of the road, but Inventor's Fair. I opened a foil one of these at the last GP, and it was beautiful. Now I'm remembering now that I have no idea where I put it. So I would love to hear your top 12 gifts. You know, some gift ideas that you really liked, or your favorite key to the city. Your favorite Magic-related gift that you may have gotten. Certainly there are lots of things I missed, like custom altars, Cultivator of Blades. There are custom altars would be on there. What were some runner-ups? Certainly if somebody specifically is looking for a single of any one type, I mean, that qualifies as a great gift idea, I think. Saheeli's Artistry. Singles would be good. I just couldn't think of really how to represent that, so I went with gift card. So that would be, you know, it kind of falls into that. Doobie-doo. Lost Legacy. Mr. Nalar. What did I miss? Yeah, maybe leave me a comment down below. What did I miss? I need to maybe consider for 2017's Christmas calendar. Christmas. Ooh, a Sovereign's Council flagship. My opinion, best card to open. I mean, obviously a Masterpiece would be nice, but that card is a beating, and you can play it in any deck you want. Malphus Doorbuster Sale. And the Sage Lifecrafter. We hit, what, 5 mythics now? I think we're probably all mythiced out. We're down to the last 4 packs, but if this were Christmas Day, I could repack these, immediately do a sealed event where the loser has to kiss grandma, something weird, multiform wander, or they have to eat that raw beef and onion sandwich. Gear Shift Ace, one of the best pilots or crew members. All right. I do appreciate all of your support. I'm really looking forward to turning things around in 2017 and getting the channel headed right back on the right path. And I can't do that without all of your support, all of you liking the videos and leaving comments. Dynavolt Tower. Very important. And I'm very appreciative of it. Everyone who gave me support for Chance, rest in peace. He fought like he did the best he could, but in the end, it was too much for him. And I had to make the hardest decision any pet owner will make, but it is part of the contract I signed when I adopted him, and he will be in my heart on this Christmas, as he will be in many of yours, I know. Engineered Might, Beaumet, Bazaar, Barge, Servant of the Conduit, and a Blooming Marsh. All right, last pack. Dun 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 dun. Dovin Emblem, and a Fate Full Showdown. Overall, pretty mediocre booster box, but not bad. Speedway Fanatic, also a very nice crew. Good to have in your crew, you know. He's an OG. A ride with you. So all jokes aside, I hope that, you know, you have a happy and safe holiday season. I know not everyone out there celebrates Christmas. I'm not even a religious guy, but I go through the motions for Christmas. So I feel for all of you who may not celebrate Christmas. Those of you that are feeling lonely around Christmas time, remember you can always tweet at me at MTG Headquarters. I'm surprisingly interactive there. Probably too interactive, but I appreciate all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.